let's go back to Black Wednesday. We had a situation where the police, I don't know whether it was a misunderstanding of what had happened to their pay slips and their pay, or was it a glitch or tax? That's a bit unclear to me, at least maybe to myself. It's probably clear to everyone else. But I saw a big, what do you call it, effect of that day. A factor of that day was the leader's response to that. And since you'll be the opposition's alternate prime minister, it's kind of good to get an idea of how you would have operated if you were the prime minister when this happened and the police went on a strike. How would you have handled it if you were prime minister?
Well, first of all, I'd go a little bit further back. You see, at the moment you have a centralized system. So in a centralized system, everything comes back to the prime minister. Look at payroll. The payroll for public servants all around Papua New Guinea is controlled from finance department, right? Now, if you broke up the payroll responsibility and the pay of the police was with the police department, a policeman had an issue with pay, they would go straight back to their paymaster, okay? In this particular instance, and so like in ECP, who pays the wages of the public servants in ECP? Waigani does. So if there's a problem, even now, you have problems with teachers' pays, you have problems, you always have to come back to Waigani. It's centralized. So if you have a problem anywhere, you come back to the source, right? So what did the policemen do? And, you know, going back to that, some of them, it was a 30 kina pay cut. So 30 kina, they could have easily resolved that, in my view. But again, it comes back to this entire frustration thing. I think people were all frustrated. Policemen are human beings after all. They're frustrated. Citizens are frustrated. Everyone is, like I said, it's like everyone lost hope. And so, and again, I don't want to make excuse. I'm just trying to analyze what went on. So for me, if we had been smart as Papua New Guinea leadership, I don't want to say government, I want to say leadership, we would have decentralized long ago. So if you have a problem, it's localized, it's managed locally. Right now, if you have a problem, it's always centralized. It always comes back to Waigani. So in this case, I mean, what would the policemen have been satisfied with? Should the prime minister have gone down and addressed them? I don't think so. Because then we diminish the importance and the value of the seat of the prime minister. I don't think the prime minister should be running around trying to solve every single problem. But the system points it all back to him anyway. You know what I mean? It's a centralized system. So when you've lost faith in your police commissioner and your police management, when you've lost faith in everybody down the line, then you just come back to the lowest common denominator. What's your lowest common denominator? It's the prime minister. So I don't know if the prime minister turning up would have made a difference. And quite honestly, I don't think he should. But I also think, being head of the system, he should be smart enough to start decentralizing the responsibilities back out so that it's like a ship. Ships are built in compartments. So if water is filling up in one compartment, it doesn't sink the whole ship. Right now, we're not in compartments. It's just one also. You get water here, the whole ship sinks.
Yeah.
So I would go back as far as that to resolve the issue.